Have you ever seen an animal that floats on its back in the ocean? An animal that uses a rock as a tool to open its food? Well, today we are going to explore the world of one of the most incredible marine mammals on our planet. I'm talking about the sea otter. These creatures are not just cute and furry, they are true survivors and play a huge role in the health of their ocean home. They are the smallest marine mammal in North America, but they have a giant personality. Let's dive in and discover what makes these animals so special, and why they need our help to thrive in the wild. Sea otters are part of the weasel family, which might surprise you. This family also includes animals like badgers, wolverines, and minks. But unlike their land-dwelling cousins, sea otters have adapted perfectly to a life spent almost entirely in the water. They are one of the few mammals, besides primates, known to use tools. This intelligence is one of the many reasons scientists and animal lovers find them so fascinating. Watching a sea otter float peacefully on the waves, holding hands with another otter, is a sight you will never forget. It's a powerful reminder of the amazing diversity of life in our oceans. What really sets sea otters apart is their amazing fur. In fact, their fur is the densest of any animal on Earth. A single square inch of their body, about the size of a postage stamp, can have up to 1 million hairs. This incredibly thick coat is their secret weapon against the cold Pacific Ocean. It traps a layer of air right next to their skin, which acts like a built-in wetsuit. This layer keeps their skin completely dry and warm, even when they are swimming in water that is just above freezing. This is why you often see them grooming. They are keeping their fur clean and waterproof. Their unique features and behaviors make them one of the most charismatic animals in the marine world. They capture our hearts with their playful antics and their strong family bonds. But their story is not just about being cute. It is a story of survival, of ecological importance, and of a deep connection to the coastal environments they inhabit. By understanding these incredible animals, we can learn more about the delicate balance of ocean life and the part we all play in protecting it for future generations to enjoy. Their journey is a powerful lesson in resilience and adaptation in the face of a changing world. Sea otters have a very specific look that helps them survive their ocean lifestyle. They have long, streamlined bodies, perfect for moving through the water with grace and speed. Their hind feet are webbed, like flippers, which they use to propel themselves forward while swimming on their backs. Their front paws are small and dexterous with sharp claws that are perfect for gripping slippery prey like clams and crabs. They also have very sensitive whiskers which help them find food on the dark ocean floor. Their big round eyes give them an expressive and curious look that people find very appealing. To stay warm, sea otters don't rely on a thick layer of blubber like whales or seals do. Instead, it's all about that dense fur coat we talked about earlier. This fur requires constant attention. A sea otter will spend a large part of its day grooming, rolling around in the water to clean its fur and trap air bubbles within it. If their fur gets dirty, for example from an oil spill, it loses its ability to insulate them. This can lead to them getting dangerously cold, a condition called hypothermia. This is why pollution is such a massive threat to their survival in the wild. Another key to their survival is their incredibly fast metabolism. They need to eat a lot of food to generate enough body heat to stay warm. A sea otter can eat up to 1/4 of its body weight every single day. Imagine if you had to eat that much. This voracious appetite makes them constant hunters, always on the lookout for their next meal. Their diet consists of over 100 different types of marine invertebrates, including sea urchins, crabs, clams, mussels, and snails. They are true foodies of the ocean, with a very diverse palate. Sea otters live along the shallow coastal waters of the North Pacific Ocean. You can find them from the coast of California, up through Alaska, and across to Russia and Japan. They prefer to stay in areas with rocky bottoms or lush kelp forests, usually within a mile of the shore. These areas provide plenty of food and protection from predators like great white sharks or orcas. The kelp forests act as a safe nursery and a giant ocean pantry, making them the perfect habitat for these amazing animals to live, hunt, and raise their young. The daily life of a sea otter is a busy mix of hunting, eating, grooming, and resting. They are very social animals and often rest together in groups called rafts. Sometimes these rafts can include hundreds of otters, all floating together on their backs. To avoid drifting apart while they sleep, sea otters will often wrap themselves in long strands of kelp, using it as a natural anchor. They might even hold hands with each other, which is not just an adorable behavior but also a practical way to stay together in the moving ocean currents. It's a wonderful example of cooperation in the animal kingdom. When it comes to finding food, sea otters are incredibly skilled hunters. They dive down to the seafloor, sometimes as deep as 300 feet, to search for their prey. Using their sensitive whiskers and nimble paws, they can locate food hidden in the sand or among the rocks. Once they find something tasty like a clam or a sea urchin, they will often tuck it into a loose pouch of skin under their foreleg. This pouch acts like a built-in grocery bag, allowing them to carry multiple food items back to the surface to eat at their leisure. One of the most remarkable behaviors of sea otters is their use of tools. They are famous for using rocks to crack open the hard shells of their prey. After bringing a shellfish and a rock to the surface, the otter will float on its back, place the rock on its chest, and then repeatedly smash the shell against it until it breaks open. This makes them one of the few non-primate mammals to exhibit this kind of intelligent tool use. This behavior is often learned by young otters from their mothers, passed down from one generation to the next as a vital survival skill. Mother sea otters are incredibly dedicated parents. A mother will have a single pup, which she cares for constantly for the first 6 to 8 months of its life. She carries the pup on her belly, grooms its fur to keep it warm and buoyant, and teaches it how to hunt and survive. Pups are born with a special coat of fur that is so dense it makes them float like a cork, so they can't dive for food on their own. The mother must do all the hunting for both of them until the pup is old enough and strong enough to find its own meals. Sea otters are what scientists call a keystone species. This is a very important job in the animal world. A keystone species is an organism that has a huge effect on its environment, much larger than you would expect from its size or numbers. If you were to remove a keystone species from its habitat, the entire ecosystem could change dramatically or even collapse. Sea otters hold this powerful position in the coastal kelp forest ecosystems. Their presence or absence can determine whether these underwater forests thrive or disappear completely, which has a ripple effect on countless other species. The main reason sea otters are so important is because of what they eat. They absolutely love to munch on sea urchins. Sea urchins are spiny, round creatures that graze on kelp, which is a type of large brown seaweed that forms dense underwater forests. If left unchecked, sea urchin populations can explode. A large group of sea urchins can move across the ocean floor like a slow-moving army, eating all the kelp in their path. This creates what is known as an urchin barren, a desolate underwater landscape where the once vibrant kelp forest has been completely destroyed. This is where our furry heroes come in. By preying on sea urchins, sea otters control their numbers and prevent them from overgrazing the kelp. With the otters on patrol, the kelp forests are able to grow tall and thick, creating a complex, three-dimensional habitat. These forests are just as important to the ocean as rainforests are to the land. They provide food and shelter for hundreds of other species, including fish, crabs, and snails. The kelp also helps protect coastlines from erosion by softening the impact of waves. Therefore, healthy sea otter populations lead directly to healthy and thriving kelp forests. This benefits not only the marine life that depends on the kelp, but also humans. Healthy kelp forests support important commercial fisheries for fish that live there, like rockfish and kelp bass. They are also a beautiful place for divers and nature lovers to explore, supporting local tourism industries. By protecting sea otters, we are not just saving one amazing species. We are helping to maintain the health and balance of an entire coastal ecosystem that provides benefits for everyone. Despite their importance, sea otters have faced incredible challenges that nearly wiped them out forever. During the 18th and 19th centuries, they were hunted extensively for their luxurious fur, which was highly valued in the maritime fur trade. This hunting was so intense that by the early 1900s the sea otter was on the brink of extinction. Only a few small, scattered populations remained. Thanks to international treaties and conservation laws passed in the 20th century, their populations have started to recover, but they still face many modern threats that keep them in danger. Today, one of the biggest threats to sea otters is pollution. Oil spills are particularly devastating. As we learned, otters rely on their clean fur to stay warm. If oil coats their fur, it clumps together and loses its insulating properties, leading to deadly hypothermia. They can also ingest the toxic oil while trying to groom themselves. Other forms of pollution like chemical runoff from farms and cities can also harm them by contaminating their food sources and weakening their immune systems. Climate change also poses a risk by altering ocean conditions and affecting the food webs they depend on. Thankfully, many dedicated people and organizations are working hard to protect sea otters and help their populations continue to grow. Scientists at aquariums and research institutions study otter behavior, health, and genetics to better understand their needs. Rescue and rehabilitation centers care for sick, injured, or orphaned otters, with the goal of returning them to the wild. Conservation groups work to protect and restore their coastal habitats. Reintroduction programs have also been successful in bringing otters back to parts of their historic range where they had disappeared. You can help too. Supporting organizations that work to protect marine wildlife is a great start. Being mindful of your impact on the environment can also make a big difference. Reducing your use of single-use plastics and properly disposing of chemicals and waste helps keep our oceans clean for otters and all marine life. By learning about these incredible animals and sharing their story, you help raise awareness about why they matter. Protecting sea otters is about more than just saving a cute animal. It's about preserving the health of our oceans for the benefit of nature and for all of us.